Alright, it's been a while since I did a video. That's just a fact, really, so there's nothing I can do about it. I'm in the process of making a box. It's a very simple box, dovetail front, reasonably nice bits of wood on either side. It's going to have a lift up lid, something like that. The hinge is going to be 2 brass screws with the heads cut off. It's a system I've used before. It works reasonably well. There's a bit too much slop in this lid. I might see if I can find some small plastic washers to take that up. I'd rather not. I will see how it looks when it actually comes together. One of the things about this box right now, you can't really lift the lid up. So I have some pebbles that I found on a beach in Greece when I was on holiday there this year. Kind of look like that. They're nothing special really. It's 2 different ways of mounting them. Either to have them sitting in the lid like that, which is possible. There's 2 ways obviously of having it. You can have it facing up like this, so you see the pebble when the lid is closed, or you can have it underneath so that you see the tip of the pebble when the box is closed, and when you lift the box up and open the lid, you would see the rest of the pebble. I'm in 2 minds which way to do this, but it's not a complicated box. I'm sure I can make another one. The other option was to have the pebble basically mortised into the top so that it wasn't visible that way. But I cast a vote around a few of my friends on WhatsApp, and the overwhelming majority were, we want to see the stone. So this is about carving in, setting the stone in place, and I probably won't video me mixing up the epoxy, but you never know. It depends how bored I think you need to be. Anyway, to get on with it. That's a pig of a measure, isn't it? Basically just going to trace around with the pencil at an angle so that I'm taking out less material than I need to, and then I can fine tune it. I don't know if you can see that. It's not exactly interesting. Now, I'm not an experienced carver, so any experienced carvers looking at this going, oh my God, what terrible technique. Well, I'm not an experienced carver. So still needs a bit around the edges, which you would expect given that I had the pencil at an angle. Okay, so this seems to be about as wide as I need to go. Obviously it needs to go significantly deeper, but without making the recess any much wider. This is very, very much a case of a little bit at a time, creeping up on what you finally want. Clamping this is going to be a bit of a shit as well, but as long as I don't go too smart ass, I should be able to get a clamp on it. See, I'm now at the point where if I go any further, the fact that the pebble tapers like this is actually going to make that gap get larger and larger and larger, so I don't really want to go much deeper. I could maybe do very slightly with sorting out one of these corners to allow it to move further back, or I can just fill it with epoxy and let the epoxy hold it. I think that's where I want to go. Okay, I'm going to pause the video while I mix up some epoxy. Okay, so I'm back in the land of recording, mixing up my epoxy. I have just had a quick look at how I'm going to clamp this. I'm probably going to use a cantilever. That's what the clamp through the slot in my bench is for. There's a piece of scrap to my right, so I have no idea what that is on the camera because at the moment I'm a bit busy, but you will see it in action very, very shortly. I've worked on the theory that more is probably good for the epoxy, since it's not the sort of thing I want to be using as a filler. I know you can use it as a filler, but it just seems unnecessary for this. It may well be, however, that it will come spooging out all over the place, but it won't be too difficult to clean up afterwards, I don't think. And if nothing else, it might be a nice lesson learned for the next time I do one of these. Because there will be a next time. There is always a next time. One of the things I worried about when I was designing the clamp out was visibility. I wanted to be able to see that I'd got the stone base, or the pebble, basically in the right place when I put the glue down. That is a lot of epoxy. Let's get rid of some of that. Well, one of you will do. Because obviously once the pebble's in place and the glue's set, it's going to be nigh on impossible to get any form of sander or anything into that. And I have a massive amount of spooge off the bottom, but I can get that with a chisel. Don't need that anymore. One of the definite advantages of a split top bench is being able to do something like this. And down, and held in position. Now I just wait for that to dry. So another pause. Okay, clamps are off. It's been 20-25 minutes or so. You can probably see that it seems to have shifted slightly. I now have a bit more of a gap around there than I was intending. I may actually mix up some more epoxy and see if I can use it as a filler. Or I may just leave it and say this is the prototype box, clean the rest of it up, give it a couple of coats of BLO and see if anybody wants to give me a fiver for it. Okay, we'll sign this one off as basically done and go from there. For those of you who are interested in how it looks in toto, finally, and you'll have to forgive the epoxy that's been left on there. There we go. The heads of the screws will be sawn off. And the remaining shaft trimmed to be... Why is that focusing on my hand? What a stupid way of doing that. Reasonably flush. So the box looks like this. You can tell that I'm trying to get it all into screen. And the lid opens like that. So when you're looking at the box in the open form, you would see it looking something like that. And in the closed form, something like that. With a front view, something like that. There'll be pictures on the Instagram page of how this actually finally turns out. So I'm off for a cup of tea.